Hello everyone.
Hi.
Happy Sunday. I and Rhiannon actually, we're both feeling a little bit fragile today.
Just a
because
bit.
we danced the night away, had lots and lots of alcohol,
Yes.
and so I'm feeling a bit fragile, but we will power through.
Yeah.
We are
Soldiers.
Yeah. So we are doing a Q&A today. So we basically asked you this week for all of your questions, and we basically, we want to give you guys as much information as possible, and that means hearing from you what you want to hear, and then responding to that and answering all of your questions. So thank you for everyone that posted a question. We've got them written down here.
Yeah, we'll try and do as many
As
we
long
can.
as lots of tea.
Yeah,
much
lots
needed
of
today.
tea. A nice peppermint and licorice tea, actually. This one is good.
Tea pigs.
Yeah, tea pig's very good. It's quite sweet. It's the sweet
Yeah, it's
one.
really nice. So,
Okay.
we've both got how many questions? Quite a lot of questions. So we're going to crack on because Ree's got to dash off after this. So first question is how to stay motivated. This is something that I've touched on before, and it's like one of those topics that is always coming back up because I think people really struggle to maintain motivation or to maintain fitness or health lifestyle if they have kick-started something in January and they're doing something new and they're then struggling to maintain motivation with that. For me, I would say the main thing is that you need to be doing something that you enjoy. You need to be exercising in a way that you enjoy. I know it sounds really sad, but you need to be having fun with it and enjoying it, because I think if you're putting yourself through a regime or a lifestyle change that you're finding too hard work, it might be too restrictive or too difficult to incorporate into your lifestyle, you're just not going to maintain motivation with that because it's going to seem like a lot of hard work.
So realistic.
Whereas if you're keeping things realistic, if you're making healthy habits, and instead, like I just said, making habits, keeping things as normal as possible to where you were, but just making small tweaks here and there instead of drastic changes, that's definitely going to help you to maintain motivation because you'll feel as though you're achieving stuff, but not doing something so drastic that it doesn't feel like you can keep up with that. The other thing I'd say is goal setting is really, really helpful.
Yes.
I think setting goals for yourself, be they short and long term. Don't set goals that feel so far away that you can't necessarily achieve them, but also don't just set short term goals so you kind of achieve them within the first week and then you're like, what do I do now? So I think it's good to have a balance of both. So having long term goals and short term goals.
That's such a good idea.
That you can work towards.
Yeah.
And I like to have, especially with my clients, things I do get them to do is things like, okay, what am I going to do today? What am I going to do this week? What am I going to do this month? And what am I going to do this year? And that way we have small changes that they can make day to day. So that might be things like drinking more water.
Yeah.
A really, really simple change that someone can make to their life that can make them
huge difference.
Feel more energized. Loads of things. We won't go down there now. But so simple things. So their day thing would be, today I'm going to drink more water. Their week thing could be, okay, this week I'm going to make sure that I prep lunch to take to work 4 days out of 5. This month I'm going to make sure that I train at least 3 times a week, or do some sort of exercise 3 times a week. And then this year could be, okay, well, I really want to be able to achieve a pull-up, for example. So you've got a really nice variety of goals in there, and you've got things that you can be focusing on a day-to-day basis, but also stuff that you can look forward and say, I'm going to achieve this by, or I'm going to work to achieve this by then. I think that's a really good way to stay motivated as well, and it means that you're constantly engaged in what you're doing instead of just sort of rolling with the punches and going through things and perhaps losing motivation. So awesome. I hope that helps.
No, definitely. It's a really, really good idea because I tend to set a goal so far away and sometimes it is demotivating. So good tip. The one I've got for you guys that I saw underneath Alice's profile was, is a low GI diet good for me? Should I be following it? Now, I don't actually think you should. Now, just to give you an example...
Should we explain what GI is?
So GI is glycemic index, which means the amount of carbohydrate or sugar in your blood system at one time, and you kind of want to keep that blood sugar low. So GI focuses on low blood sugar.
And within that, you'd have high GI foods, so things that will spike your blood sugar levels quickly, and then low GI foods, which are a slower release of energy, therefore keeping your blood sugar levels more stable.
Now, the problem with this is, for instance, Nutella, classic item, has a lower GI than a carrot. Now you'll be like, how on earth does that make sense? Surely the carrot's the healthier option over the Nutella. Now the problem is Nutella has a lot of healthy fat in it. Well, when I say healthy fat, maybe not in Nutella, but there's a lot of fat in Nutella.
Tasty.
So, yeah, tasty fat. Fats slows the release of that blood sugar. So therefore, Nutella has a lower GI. Now that means that GI diets are not always the most accurate way to go. And you'll see a lot of things called glycemic load or glycemic index. So that's GL or GI. Basically, the principles of this diet, as Alice said, it's good. Stick with low blood sugar items in general, but don't be put off eating a natural, healthy item of food just because it's got a lot of natural sugar. Like blueberries, for instance. They've got a lot of natural sugars in them. That doesn't mean you shouldn't eat them. I think we have to weigh it up and get a good balance.
I think it's important to look at the quality of our food.
Exactly.
Nutrients over numbers. Exactly. Yeah. So what was this piece of food going to bring to my body? And yeah, look at quality over any sort of number.
Food is your fuel. That's something Alice and I believe in. You know, eat everything to give you something good.
Definitely. Okay, so my next question: how to train after a few months of no activity? So when you say no activity, if you've done absolutely nothing, or you might have been coming back from an injury, or you might, I didn't rewrote these out for me, bless her, because I was running late, so I'm not 100% certain how long you've been out for or the circumstances. But if it is from something like an injury, or you've been away traveling, or you just haven't managed to get
it's said a few weeks or something, or months
out. So I think for me, the thing that I would definitely say is ease yourself into it. There are a couple of things that can happen if you just throw yourself back into an exercise regime. Your body's not going to be where it was when you finished or when you were in peak training mode. So you might have lost a little bit of muscle. Muscle soreness is probably going to be a little bit more because you haven't used those muscles in a strenuous sense for a few weeks. So I would definitely ease yourself back into it. Kind of keep it in your first week, a light kind of maybe 3 sessions, and focus on just maintaining and looking to get, if it's strength training, looking to achieve full range of motion in all of your exercises, and just ease your body back into it a little bit, and then look to progress from there.
So would you advise seeing like a PT if it's your first time in the gym after a long time out?
If it's a long time, yes and no. Of course, I'm going to sit here as a personal trainer and say it'd be great for you to come and see me, but I understand that it's not always financially viable for many people to see a personal trainer. Therefore, I'm going to give you my best advice, which would be, if you can't see a personal trainer, absolutely fine. Go into the gym with an open mind to just try and do little, and just ease yourself back into it that way. Don't throw yourself into a strenuous, I think people often beat themselves up when they've been away from training for a while, and then suddenly go, right, I'm going to train 5 times this week and I'm going to go every day, and then they fall off the bandwagon after about a week because 1, they can barely walk, and 2, because they're exhausted. Yeah, exactly. So I think for me, it would be start slow and steady, ease yourself back into it, make sure that your nutrition is matching your fitness. So if you haven't been doing anything for a while, you might have decreased, or I don't know, you need to match or your increase in caloric output. So you're going to be burning more because you're going to be exercising more. Therefore, it's important to match your nutrition with that, and also to aid your recovery from your training, so that you're not too sore. And then also, talking of recovery, I would make sure that you're really, really on top of your recovery, because your body's probably going to be a bit sore, more sore than usual after you've trained after being away for a long time. So making sure that you're looking at doing things like foam rolling,
and having a rest day. You do need a rest day.
Yeah, of course. And really important to look at things like your physical prep before you train, and your cool down, and sort of that whole process, instead of just looking at the training itself. So I hope that helps.
Cool, awesome. The next question I had underneath your page, babe, was what high energy snacks can I have mid-afternoon? Now, I think what you meant by high energy was what's going to keep me going mid-afternoon.
It's the afternoon slump. The afternoon slump. Everyone knows about this, like 4 o'clock afternoon slump.
It's a biological thing as much as it is a result of what you could have eaten that day, and it's all got something to do with our natural cortisol levels and things. I love how this girl's swigging from the Evian. Keep hydrated. If you've been out on a night out, keep hydrated. But no, energy snacks, what you need to do is, instead of reaching for the sugar or something, or even the caffeine at 4 o'clock in the afternoon to give you that high, try and get something that's actually going to support your body's energy, like some healthy fats or protein. So a good snack that I'd recommend would be avocado if you didn't have any that morning. Sometimes it's really easy to just take an avocado to work if you've got the facilities with a knife, and then have it with a spoon. Even a yogurt's a good mid-afternoon snack. Lots of good energy there in a yogurt. And when I say energy, it's not just calories. We're talking about the nutrition that it gives you that supports your cellular functions at that time. And also nuts. standard nuts and eggs. I love a good egg. I mean, not everyone loves boiled eggs. I love how you're laughing at me. It's because I've given Alice her early birthday present.
And I opened the bag and the first thing that was in there was eggs. So I was like, you know me too well, babe.
There's obviously something better under there. She doesn't know yet, but she saw the eggs. Anyway, good snacks. Eggs are great snacks, full of micronutrients, vitamin D as well, which is a problem at the moment. So it's an easy way of getting some vitamin D. And
if you're not lucky enough to be jetting off to Mexico tomorrow.
I know, I'm so lucky. Holiday.
Right, moving on. Your question.
Sorry.
Yes.
Yes.
So, next question. What advice to someone starting a career in fitness? Okie dokie.
Oh.
So, the first thing that I would say is get qualified. It's not enough just to be passionate about fitness. You need to make sure that you're qualified, and you need to make sure that you understand the difference. And I did a Facebook Live about this last week. I understand the difference between just enjoying training and actually being a personal trainer and training people for a job, and making sure that you're prepared for that. And that's definitely something that you want to do. I think so many people now love their fitness and they love training, and that's great.
Yeah.
But it doesn't necessarily translate into having a career as a PT. So I see so many people qualifying as PTs, but not necessarily following through with the job because they weren't fully embracing the job description, which is long hours, hard work. It's not, well, every job's hard work, but like, yeah, I would say PTs, a good one would work hard.
Well, you can't let your guard down,
no,
can you? Because your focus is all the time.
Yeah, definitely. I would also say make yourself credible and passionate and be understanding of the position and empathetic towards the position that all of your clients are going to be coming to you with. I think that's something that I feel that I really get with a lot of my clients, is that I've been there, I've felt at rock bottom, and I know what it feels like to really be in a bad place with body image, with just generally feeling low.
Yeah.
And so I'm very empathetic towards my clients, and I can relate to how they feel when they come to me. Obviously, I have a varying spectrum of different types of clients, but the ones that want to have some sort of like a lifestyle change, I think I can relate. I think I see a lot of rubbish, and I'm not trying to like be bad-mouthing people, but just don't do things like
just because it looks good.
Be on your phone while you're training someone. Yeah. Don't film your clients while they are in a session with you. If someone is paying you £60 an hour for a personal training session, you get off your phone and you give them 100% of your attention, because that is not cheap, and that is someone's wages that they're paying for you to help them, and you don't spend your time on your phone filming them unless, and the only exception I have is if one, they ask because they want to see what they look like when they're doing an exercise, and sometimes filming is a lot better. It's not the same as looking in a mirror. Looking in a mirror does nothing. There's a delay, and yeah, it doesn't help. I don't think it's necessarily a good thing. I think if you want to film someone to show them their form and to perhaps work and tweak things, that's fine. But don't be Insta-storying your client session, because I just don't accept that is okay. Sorry, rant over.
No, it makes perfect sense.
Sorry, I just think people need to understand that you know, that is someone's session.
You need undivided attention on someone. I mean, if someone's lifting heavy weights, you need to be looking at them.
Of course. So, sorry. Back to your question. Yeah. So, get qualified. Find a good gym that you want to work from. So there's a whole different like spectrum of places that you can train people. You can either go freelance, or you could go into a gym somewhere like a Virgin Active or a Fitness First. You could go to a private PT place like where I train. There's a whole different thing. So decide what kind of PT you want to do. Do you want to go in the kind of commercial route, or do you want to be more standalone? Look at getting as qualified as possible. Look at getting actual, like, so start working as soon as you qualify as PT. Just start working with clients. Start building your repertoire. Start learning how to put together a program and how to transition someone through a program and all of these sorts of things. I think just make sure you keep reading, keep learning, and keep passionate about what you're doing, because that will shine through, and that's what makes a good that's what makes a good anyone. You know, the reason why I love Rhea is because she's so passionate about what she does, and I think passion is everything, and it reads, and you can always tell a passionate trainer or a passionate person by the energy that they give to their whoever they're working with. And I think, you know, I would hope that my clients know, because I often...
I know they do.
Because I often get so carried away in my sessions. But I hope they know that I'm really passionate about what I do, and I hope that shows. So, yeah, I would say just be passionate and kind of, yeah, make the most of such an exciting career.
Yeah, I think that
good luck with
great.
it.
Yeah, awesome. Fabulous. The next question I've got is on gut health.
Ooh, very topical.
I know. So it's such a big question. I'm going to try and keep it brief. Someone asked under Alice's page, what do I do about probiotics? Should I be taking probiotics? Now, before you just go and self-diagnose and go out and spend tons of money, these things are expensive, guys. They are very expensive on a set of probiotics. You need to know why you're doing it. So just very quickly, your gut is full of living microbes, living bacteria. You know the whole TV advert friendly bacteria thing? Well, 10% of everything you eat actually isn't going to your body. It's feeding those living microbes inside your body. That's a lot. That's 10%. That's, if you were eating 10 meals a day, that's one of those 10 meals just feeding your gut bacteria, if you kind of look at it like that. So you need to be making sure every single day you're keeping that happy, because that keeps the equilibrium, that keeps the balance inside your digestive system. So you prevent all the inflammation or bloating that people experience. And the problem is you're born with a set of gut flora anyway. So not all of us are blessed with a wonderful, healthy digestive tract. It's just we're all unique. We can't all have everything. And what you can do is, I would highly advise literally seeing someone instead of going out and spending money on something, because what you're doing with a probiotic is you're just topping up bacteria that's already there. You're not growing necessarily tons of new stuff, if that makes sense. Am I keeping this simple?
I am literally just reading the comments.
Yeah,
and everyone is saying, turn the camera.
Oh
my
no.
God, I'm so
Are we upside
sorry.
down? No.
I'm so sorry. Right.
Right, okay, I'm going to turn it.
Oh my God, I'm so sorry. So basically, my phone was charging because I had no battery, and the only way we could do it was to
have it
turn
down
it
around.
I'm sorry.
So if you've all been watching us like this.
Sorry everyone.
Oh, no.
Okay, we're here now.
Oh no. Okay, we're now with the right way round. Oh goodness. So bacteria, good gut bacteria. Basically, see a professional. Never go out and buy something. You don't need to be on probiotics every single day of the year. It's not healthy. But check with someone that's qualified before you go ahead and spend tons of money on this stuff. But your gut is important, and your gut's not gonna like.
Can I also recommend, and this is a really cheeky plug, but there's a couple of people that I would definitely follow if you're interested in gut health.
Yes.
Number one, the Rooted Project. They did a whole event and seminar that a lot of us went to on gut health.
Yeah.
You can find them at, I think it is just
it is
at
the
Rooted
Project.
I think it's either the Rooted Project or Rooted Project.
Yeah.
The other person there's a couple of people, but off the top of my head, because I can't remember other people's social handles, I will...
Tim Spector's a good one as well.
And also Dr. Megan, who is at the... She posts a lot of like research that you can add, like evidence-based stuff.
Yes.
That is really, really good on gut health.
We'll add some links to all that.
Yeah, I'll put that below.
Yeah,
but she's on Instagram, and she makes it. She simplifies it into layman's terms, which is really good. So she's awesome. So I'd follow her as well.
Definitely, gut health's good. I'm going to write it in my book as well. I think a little section on digestion. So keep tuned for that. Right, next question.
Cool.
Alice.
Next question. God, we're really running behind.
We are.
BCAAs. Oh my God, this is a whole topic. So Rhea and I are both going to touch on them. I think this kind of crosses over from both of our sides. Yeah. First of all, what are they? Okay, BCAAs, branch chain amino acids. Do you want to explain?
Yeah, okay, so we all need amino acids. They're the building blocks of protein, and the reason you'll see lots of people taking extra BCAAs is simply to enhance protein synthesis, so muscle growth, repair, recovery, all that sorts of thing. Should I delve into my bit now very quickly? I mean, I think the problem with BCAAs is when they're mixed with protein powders, because the branched chain amino acids absorb the amino acids you need in your body to make the happy hormone in your brain, serotonin. So branched chain amino acids should never be taken at the same time as a protein powder, and lots of supplements out there on the market combine the two together. It is not good for your mental clarity and health. It blocks that absorption, and your serotonin production cannot be produced because tryptophan is blocked, which is another amino acid. So be careful. I personally don't advise BCAAs unless you are training for a big event, or you're one of my Paralympic athletes, you're really doing something really strenuous, I never would give them.
So BCAAs, from my point of view, they've become like a trend. They've become like a trendy thing that people think they need to be using, and it's almost as though it will be the panacea or the kind of the trick to nailing their training or to getting in shape. You know, they are not necessary for me unless you are doing like endurance training or you know, training for a long period of time, and you need that kind of infill of sustenance. I would just look at having a really good pre-workout meal and a really good post-workout meal, and making sure that your nutrition is surrounding your training well and is balanced. I honestly think as well, they're not cheap, like they're expensive.
And they're full of extra rubbish. A lot of them have so many artificial sweeteners in them. Artificial sweeteners do affect your gut health, guys. There's links to studies now. They can make you hungrier, they wreak havoc, and we don't have studies that show the long-term effects of piling this stuff into our body. Essentially, it is artificial to be loading in that way.
So I would say, yeah, like I see so many posts about like BCAAs and people drinking them and people like posting selfies with them. I just think, like, unless you're training ridiculously hard, you do not need them. So don't waste your money.
No.
Okay, moving on.
Yes. What to do if you have a sweet tooth? Okay. So I used to have the biggest sweet tooth in the world, and you know, I still love the odd thing that's sweet. So first of all, it's not a bad thing. However, it's a bad thing if it's getting in the way of your everyday life, and all you can think about every morning, night, mid-afternoon is give me sugar, because that means there's something else at play here. Is it emotional? Is it something else you're feeling? Is it something linked to perhaps something, I'm going to get a bit deep now, but in childhood that you were always given something sugary as a reward, as some kind of comfort? Is it also you're low in energy? Did you sleep well that night? Is your diet good? Because often, if you're not getting enough, your body's going to tell you. If you're malnourished in any shape or form, our bodies are so clever, and it's nothing to do with your willpower. I say this to clients all the time. It is not your fault. It is not your willpower. It's our biological innate ability to survive. So your body will tell you you are needing energy now, and the quickest form of energy is often sugar or carbohydrates. So I guess none of you out there will be binging on broccoli. If there's a problem, more likely you're going to want to go for the bread or the cereal that's in the cupboard, because it's high energy. So
I'd also move on from that if you are restricting, or you know, there's a lot of this like kind of no sugar, low sugar diets. If you're restricting yourself from the things that you really enjoy eating, and that's sweet, and like curbing that sweet tooth so much that you are just craving it, try and incorporate them into your diet just in moderation. And you know, you don't have to cut these things out. We still eat chocolate. We still have all of these things, and it's not a case of just, you know, writing it off as like I'm never going to have that again. I think, you know, if you've got a sweet tooth, okay, I'm not going to be living off chocolate every day, but equally I'm not going to cut it out so that I never have it again. It's about finding a balance with it.
Look at the bigger picture rather than focusing on that one day, letting it ruin your entire week, because that one day in the scheme of a year, 365 days, and then one day is really not going to make that much of a difference, even every week. Because, you know, Alice and I had a bit too much to drink last night, and we're all right. Well, we're all right. It happens. We all go out. You've got to have fun. But you know,
putting on a brave face.
Yeah. I mean, you wouldn't know if you were to look at this girl. I mean, you should have seen us. But anyway, life is about balance, and no one is perfect all the time.
Exactly. And I think that as soon as you start to attach guilt to anything, that's when you go down a slippery slope. So just remove the guilt and look at how you can make things work for you. I am going to wrap up there.
That's the last one.
Have you got any more?
No, I think that's everything there.
We're done. Yeah. Thank you so much.
There's obviously more, but we'll cover them next time.
We'll do them next time. So thank you so much for tuning in. We hope you enjoyed it.
I'm sorry, the camera was the wrong way round.
I know. I hope none of you are feeling too seasick after that. But yeah, so any questions that you have for next week's, well, it won't be next week because you're away.
I'm away, so
but be the week after, or maybe we'll do a midweek one. But any questions, either pop them below, or we'll do an Instagram post. Thank you so much for tuning in, and have a good rest of your weekend.